Right.
Chats of all kinds. Jay's chat. Crowdy's not streaming. Zim's chat. Welcome to the double layered podcast.
What?
Um,
The double layered Oreo. Jesus Christ.
welcome to the double layered podcast. It's going to be Monday and Fridays. Mondays we will have a guest. Every Monday we'll have a guest to replace Crowdy because Crowdy will not be in the podcast on Mondays. Today's topics are going to be first topic, we're going to talk about mental health and just stuff related towards mental health, how we can have better mental health and whatever might come with mental health. Second topic, we are going to talk about where is it? Oh, Kick versus Twitch. The whole debate with Kick versus Twitch. Which one's better? What improvements do we want to see out of Kick? What improvements do we want to see out of Twitch? So Twitch can catch up back up with Kick. Is Kick blowing Twitch out of the waters? Whatever, yada yada. Third segment. Yes, Jay.
Nah, I thought you already said the third one. The one I said. They're kind of the same, but not really. So you can really just say one. Which one, like, you feel like it's more like to talk about? I feel like this first one. I think
The first one
The
probably
first one.
encompasses it all better.
Yes.
Okay.
For the third segment, we're going to talk about relationships. Is male female friends okay or not? How do we think or how do we view about going out alone with friends or without the other or with the other? Toxic relationships, just everything that comes together as one.
I love you.
So I hope y'all enjoy. We're gonna be bringing some fire content, guests and all. So
Yo, y'all making my dreams come true. You know that?
Hold on. Wait. Let me make a command real quick. I'm gonna make a command and I'm gonna put everybody's Kick channels in the chat pretty much. So y'all gonna be able to do exclamation
I
mark
would do the
host.
same thing, but I gotta go through the setup process.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do that right now while we start.
But now y'all making my dream come true. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Being on a podcast.
No, well, doing a podcast in general, I've been wanting to do that. I've been talking about that for a while.
I've
And
been talking about the same
you got
thing.
me on the dates, so you know those two of my dreams I want to do on stream. So I
I've
appreciate
always wanted to do a podcast and okay. And you know, if possibilities could be endless for us with a podcast if we stay to it. I mean, there's different, you got Spotify, you got Apple Music, you got a bunch of different platforms you can post to. We can create our own YouTube channel and post. We can create the double layered YouTube channel and post to that as well. So there's tons of opportunities for it. There's tons of growth within this podcast idea. It's just if we take it serious or not, and you know, if our chats fuck with it. But it's us, so our chats are gonna fuck with it, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. Those are the hosts. You know, Crowdy does not stream, unfortunately.
I do.
You do? Then what do you? Where's the limit? I'm gonna need your link, brother. Like,
It's just kick.com/crowdy.
okay, now I gotta add you. You should have said that. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Learn
I've streamed only a couple times on Kick so far.
modules.
I wanna
timers.
Start taking it
That's what I
seriously.
want.
Okay. All right.
I
Bet,
always
bet,
wanted
bet.
to do
Let me do this. and then
comedy
do-
podcast would be good too.
What you mean by that?
1 second, chat, while we get all this set up.
Who, me?
Yeah, by comedy podcast. Like one that's just funny.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said in the chat. I mean, that's definitely a good option. 'Cause we all goofy as fuck. Well, at least I know I am. But
Understandable. Hold up. All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm just popping in to let y'all know that y'all haven't tried Glitch Energy. You need to try Glitch Energy. Okay? So what we see here, we have crack sauce, strawberry margarita, Maui Punch, Nerdies, Revive, Smurf Juice, Limit Test, Blade Point, all types of different flavors. And if you're on the fence of trying Glitch, you've seen Glitch before, you're hearing about Glitch now from me, look, they have something for you. $10.95, you get a 5 beginner pack. Beginner pack comes with 5 little packets, probably bigger, but 5 little packets, and you can try out certain flavors. Okay, this is like a test run to Glitches. They're opening, welcome to Glitch type thing. Now, on $10.95, if you want to use the code PAN, PAN, you can get 10% off, y'all. Make sure to try Glitch. I love Glitch. I've used Glitch already. Their main motto is gamer awareness, wellness. My fault. Gamer wellness. Okay, it's their creation is used to help increase your work energy throughout the day or night, your stream energy. They have different supplements. They have different type of powders. They have it all. In my opinion, Glitch is going to be better than G Fuel, if not already. Okay. They have 0 calories, 0 sugars, organic caffeine, 250 milligrams of caffeine, no fillers. It's there's a difference when you have no sugars and no calories. Okay. No artificial flavors or colors. Look, code PAN, PAN, glitchenergy.com, GLYTCH. I'll drop the link in the description. Y'all make sure to go try it. Use my link if you love me. Appreciate it. Let's get back into the video.
Now, the link should be there now. There, boom. Okay, so those are all the hosts. So exclamation mark hosts for the host, obviously. But whenever y'all are ready, we can start this off with the first topic, first segment.
Go ahead, kick us off, baby.
All right, so this one was my topic and suggestion. Mental health. I'm a very big advocate for mental health. I feel like nowadays, we're taking a positive stance in making sure people focus on their mental health and making sure like we are aware of what is going on within people's mental. So my first question I would say is like, how do you feel like when you were younger? Were you able to like open up to your parents or anything along that line about your feelings or emotions? And how did that affect like how you interpret them or express yourself now?
So I will go last because
Let me wait. Let me ask
I
you a
have a
question.
lot of weight on this question.
Okay.
This isn't really a question going towards that, but when somebody just followed me, it said Botrix token not found. What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to help you figure that out.
Also, I want to say this before we get into the topics. Chat, because this will be going on YouTube and I want to focus on the podcast, I will not be responding to y'all. I will not be talking to y'all. Honestly, we're here to talk on this podcast for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, hour, whatever it might be. Nothing more than 2 hours. Y'all
Right.
talk amongst yourselves. Y'all enjoy it, bro. Y'all just listen to what we have to say. If y'all want to chime in on the podcast, it's 3 gifted subs. If y'all want to come on and join the podcast whenever we're not having guests, it's 3 gifted subs. But when we're having guests, you can come on and join. That's just for my chat.
Okay. Well, I'm not. Well, my chat. But for my chat, if y'all have a question that y'all want to input, I'm just doing 1 gifted sub for that. But if you want to actually join said podcast and like speak your piece, then it's 3.
Yeah.
If you have like a question to ask or anything along that line and you want to input, I'm gonna do 1 gifted. But it's like the main aspect is us being able to like just have basically us just having a conversation about various topics. And since we're posting it on YouTube, we want to keep it pretty much contained, But this is for y'all. Y'all are seeing this live and such. So, all right.
Facts. 1 gifted to ask a question and shit. Okay.
Yeah. Elijah, it's not in my server. It's just the 4 of us. It's just the 4 of us, and we're doing it in a different server.
Okay, let's get this going. So I think with me and growing up, mental health wise, I could tell I had a lot of anger issues growing up, so my mental health was always messed up and disorientated. But I always had someone to talk to. I always had my mom to talk to. I always had my grandfather to talk to. I always had other outlets outside of them to talk to. Coaches. I had our pastor. She known me since I was in my mom's stomach. So I think yes, I have had those opportunities to be open about my mental health. And when I get into those dark situations, when we all get into those dark situations, but when those hit, at the end of the day, it's up to us to find that outlet to talk to somebody about what is going on with us. It's our choice. I mean, sometimes I feel like, telling everyone to piss off, and because I don't want to talk about it, but instead of bottling up, we need to talk about it. We gotta, in life, it's important to find someone that we can talk about anything to, no matter if we're embarrassed to talk about it or whether we're going through the deep end. Yeah, so I would say yes, I have had someone to talk about my emotional damages with.
All right. So I'll say in regards to me, when I was growing up, I didn't really necessarily feel connected within being able to openly talk to my parents about my emotions. A lot of the times I kept my emotions bottled in, and like that played its part in being detrimental to me throughout like middle school and high school because um, I bottled up all my emotions, and I wouldn't tell my parents that like I was feeling like depressed or I felt like there was a lot of weight on my shoulders because I'm the type of individual who's like an empath. So like I take on the emotions of other people, and that builds up. And I didn't necessarily know how to like handle it. So instead of like being able to like take those emotions and have like a healthy outlet, I would then basically harbor it all in and then take it and drag those negative emotions around and then pretty much damage myself. And it's pretty much like within like an African household, like when it comes to emotions and feelings, it's kind of like suck it up kind of deal. If anything is actually like serious, yeah, you could open up about it, but like I always felt like I had to keep things like secret or things along that line because I just never felt like I could just be open about the way that I felt because they said like, what do you really have to worry about? You have a roof over your head, you're going to school, you're getting fed, so it's like all the extra stuff is just extra. Meanwhile, those extra things are like the more important aspects of my life because these are the things I'm going through every day. When I go to school, my social aspect and being able to just communicate with people and have those interactions, that's a very important part of me and my childhood and growing up. And that's going to shape the way that I interact with people and or deal with my emotions later in life. So personally, I think that like parents should definitely try to be open with their kids and their children, especially because it'll allow them to feel like they have a sort of safe place within the household in order for you to like open up. I feel like it is low key the parent's job to provide that for their kid. But obviously, as you said earlier, you're gonna have outside support sometimes. Sometimes it's even better for you to go to somebody on the outside because like they're less judgmental and they don't know much more about you. So it's like more of like an unbiased kind of perception of the situation kind of deal. But yeah, that's personally my piece on that.
I don't know. Well, me personally, I didn't really know what like depression, anxiety, and like all that shit was when I was my bad. I ain't trying to cuss. All that stuff was when I was young. So I didn't really think about it till I got like to like the age of like 18 and just a little older now. But it really started kicking in as I got older, cause like I started being on myself more. I mean, yeah, I still got my parents in my life, but they not on me like they used to when I was a kid. So now I'm at the age to where I gotta focus on knowing how to do things by myself. So like a lot of stuff just started building up, like anger, depression, and stuff like that. So like I know how people feel when it comes to mental health. I've been going through it for a lot, well, for a long time. I try not to express it towards people because everybody knows me as goofy and happy all the time and giggly and all that. So I try to come around them with a positive mindset and just smile all the time. Cause I mean, I've always been the type of person never to ask for help. That's been me for a while, which I know is not good to do. I just always had the mindset of like, I want to figure it out by myself. Sometimes you can't always do that. So like, it's always good to have somebody beside you, even if it's just one person, that's gonna be your best friend forever. We can't trust everybody because I mean, I've told things to people and they put that on me when we got in an argument and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to trust people. So I understand that. Um, But mental health is really big in this world nowadays. Like I said, nobody's gonna really show it. You know, once you see them in person, you gonna think they had a good day, all that. But in reality, behind doors, they probably in bed looking at quotes, like sad quotes, and like I'm one of them. I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of those people. Because I feel like I'm alone, even though I know I'm not. But just like my mind is like I'm alone. So like I don't like feeling like that. You know, like I'm trying to work on me and knowing that I got people there to support me at the end of the day. Um, and like a lot of y'all do, especially your parents. Your parents are always gonna be your day ones for sure. You know, even if you don't have no friends, you know, they're gonna be your parents gonna be there for sure, 100%. So your parents is definitely people you should go talk to if you're going through things. That's with anything like trying to find out what you want to do later on in life. I mean, majority of people that watch me are young. I mean, I've like preached to y'all multiple times. Like I know a lot of y'all have sent me hella DMs of how I made your day, how I helped you through suicidal and stuff like that. You know, like that made me feel good because knowing that I'm depressed and going through mental issues, and I touch you with my words, like it made me feel good. So like I know I'm doing something right. But like, I don't want y'all sitting around depressed because a lot of y'all are young and still have a lot ahead of you. You know, I don't want you doing anything bad to yourself. I don't want you giving up. There's one thing I always told my supporters: if you in school, I want you to come to me when you graduate, cause like that's what I want all of them to do is graduate. Like, I want all y'all to stay in school and do good. I mean, I wasn't a good kid. I was always a class clown and didn't care about school. But I don't want y'all being that way. Like I don't want y'all following other people's footsteps. I want you to do good, go to college if you need to, want to, whatever. You know, it's up to you. As long as you graduate, that's all I want to see you do. You know, I want to see everybody succeed in life.
Facts, kids. Stay in school. Stay in
Indeed.
school.
At
I mean,
least finish high school. At least finish
Yeah.
high school.
but it also like most of the times it's always the happiest and the most bubbliest people that have the most issues. Just simply for people with mental health issues, it's just the best way to deal with it. It's just it's not really trying to hide those feelings. It's more like you don't want to affect any other people with your feelings. And I've dealt with that myself. My issue that I basically had always was the fact that I grew up without parents. When I grew up, I was living with my mom and my sister. My mom was a hardworking woman who basically never had time for her children. Um, she was abusive, mentally. Um, yeah, my dad was a funny guy. When I was 5, he decided to fuck off to Spain, so I basically grew up without him. Basically grew up with my sister then. My sister was, I even to this day, I say my sister is my second mom, even though the roles kind of switch now with the whole situation going on now. Um, yeah, I had a really fucked up way of dealing with my mental health because as soon as I started feeling depressed, especially when I went to high school, I started using drugs and shit. And I went a very deep rabbit hole with drugs. And that really fucked me up mentally. To the point where I saw drugs as the only way to feel something. I've used drugs for 3 years, and I've been clean now for about 3.5 years.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I can truly tell you that I still, till this day, like this is a warning for everybody that uses drugs. Don't do it, because even now, after 3.5 years of being clean, I'm still dealing with the after results. Like it's still mentally fucking me up every day. I'm on meds now because without these meds, I literally had panic attacks every single night about the stupidest things. If I had a small pain in my chest, which is a normal thing if you use drugs for a long time, like you're gonna have small little issues like having pains in your chest and shit. my brain would instantly think, all right, I can die any moment now. And that would throw me down a whole panic. And I basically now need to take meds to get rid of that feeling. So that's a fair warning for everybody using drugs right now. Trust me, it's not worth it. It truly fucks you up. And I was always like, I know saying that doesn't really have a result on people using drugs, because I was the same way. People kept telling me like, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the issues afterwards. But I was always like, I'll see what happens then, because at that point you just don't give a fuck about anything. Until afterwards, it's what they always say: hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
I think where the drugs come in play, I appreciate you sharing that as well. Is now that we're older, we realize we realize it, what I'm about to say, but I think the younger generations and the younger kids, they don't realize is it the way they get fucked up is the way they get messed up is they resort to drugs when they're going through the hard times, because that's the
It's an easy way out.
It's the easy way out to the terrible feeling that they're having, because those drugs temporarily clear those feelings. Because they are.
That's the reason why I started.
Because they do have this anxiety type of depression, because they don't have that person to go to. They are scared to go to somebody, and so then they resort to drugs to make them feel good inside, so they can mentally get away from that. And then next thing you know, they're addicted, because to get away from that feeling, they have to go to that drug that they're using. And go ahead, you can interrupt at any time.
I was gonna say, like, so I feel like nowadays kids at younger ages are resorting to drugs such as, like, weed, and I'm not really I'm not against weed at all. Smoke your weed, get high type shit, you feel me? But I feel like in terms of like using it as like a coping mechanism and like basically a way to just suppress or nullify your emotions, I feel like we need to start instilling within our youth how to basically cope with your feelings in a more healthier way. Because like you have kids that are taking like oxys and painkillers and stuff at a really young age, and it's like you're fucking up your body and your mind like at a very, very young age. You start using those things over a course of years, the course of so many years, and you're already causing irreversible effects on your body. So I feel like we need to instill within our youth some type of support system and tell them like, yo, it's okay to have emotions pretty much, and it's okay to feel these certain things, and you're not alone. I feel like a lot of kids just feel like they're alone, so they resort to these drugs in silence because they suffer in silence pretty much. They don't have people who they could go to. They don't have like people at home in which like they could open up to, because if they open up to, then they're another quote unquote burden, or it's like, oh, like your emotions aren't as crazy as like, okay, how we're gonna put food on the table and stuff like that. It's hard for some kids because like they'll be like, okay, if you talk about your emotions outside of the household, like we're gonna come back to the household and we're gonna mentally abuse you for speaking up, because why are you telling other people about what's happening within the house? All those things factor into them eventually resorting to drugs. And probably a lot of kids don't even want to resort to it. It's just what is available and is there. They see other people doing it, so it's like it is what it is. And it's hard to see like these young kids really going through this, because when I was a kid and I was going through it, I didn't personally resort to drugs because like I know drugs high key scared me, and I was like, I don't like not being in control of my body. I felt like that was just personally me. I'll see like other kids do it, and I'll be like, yo, like y'all look like zombies at some points. Like y'all don't really have control over yourselves and stuff like that. But I when I was younger, I was a lot more ignorant to that fact. I couldn't really understand. But now, later in life, I opened up my mind. I could really understand why people resort to these things and why they use these things, because it's there, and they probably don't have much other options in that regard. And the thing is, And the most important thing that I want to say is it's not that the options are not there. It's just that the mind is clouded. So they don't know that the options are there, or they're ignorant to the fact that they don't know it's there because they haven't been taught that these are the options, or they've been scared into, not being able to pretty much speak up.
And that's why that's why we trying to tell people, like, because I got friends around here, but not really friends, but people I know, they like to really go to certain things when they're not feeling the best. But I be trying to tell them, like, that's not always going to help. I mean, yeah, I could vouch for it myself because, like, I smoke nicotine, yeah. But, like, back then, well, I got addicted to it because I was hanging around the wrong crowd. But I used to feel like nicotine was the way to get away from anxiety. The whole time it's making it worse. That's what people don't understand. And
That's
that's
what I
just,
still have.
exactly. So, like, that's the same way as drinking. Like, people like, oh, I'm gonna drink tonight. I'm sad. Like, what is that gonna do? Like, how is that gonna help you? It's only making your body worse. And that's what people younger nowadays don't understand. They drinking nonstop. I mean, I'm not saying it's not as well. It's bad to drink and smoke either way, but people drink beer like it's water nowadays, as I see around here.
You literally said that as soon as I crack open a beer.
No, but the thing is, like, I mean, like I said, you could do it. It's cool. But they drinking it like it's water. Like they wake up and crack one. Like, damn, drink some water or something, brush your teeth. Like you worrying about beer. And the thing is, what they don't understand is that all that's going to add up over time. It might not be affecting you right now, but once you get a little older in age, oh yeah, it's going to affect you. But that's what you don't understand. Same with nicotine, whatever drug you do. I mean, I can't
mean,
really say.
That's
Go ahead.
basically what I had with you Americans would call it amphetamines that I used to take.
Yeah.
I used to take a lot during the day, and I needed to have multiple lines in the morning to actually get going because my body was physically not going, not starting up if I didn't take it. Um, especially in the morning, if you take it, the after effects are way worse because your body is not started up yet. Your body is not awake yet. So your body gets a lot of like energy from nowhere. Like you need to see your body as a as
A
a
temple.
no, I mean like a motor. Like
Oh, okay.
the more movements it makes, the more energy you will get. So if you
Right.
go outside for a run, you will have more energy during the day. But if you do nothing and your body all of a sudden gets all this energy, that's just your body doesn't know what to do with it. And I've noticed a lot that when I'm like now in the mornings when I wake up, I'm useless for the first 2 hours. Don't ask me anything because I can't do shit. Like I literally have whole conversations with my girlfriend in the morning that I just don't remember during the day. And she knows this and she uses this because she makes me make promises. And then during the day she says, "But you promised." And then I'm like, I was still sleeping. You can't hold me to that. But I think
oh, go ahead. You weren't done. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
um the only thing that I still wanted to point out is, do you guys think that this generation yeah, I would say this generation is way more soft than it used to be.
Yeah.
As in, like, I understand that mental health is a big thing and shit, but from one side, I'm like, but if you think about our parents, do you think in their generation there was as many depressed people as there are now? I think the word depression got tossed around a bit too easy nowadays.
I
Can
think
yeah, Pan, you can start.
I think there's different levels of depression that people don't realize. I think there's definitely different levels of being depressed. I think you can 100% be depressed without knowing you're depressed. But I think yes. I think depression has nothing to do with the younger generation being soft. I think they're soft now. I think the younger generation is soft now. I think it's because they're babied a lot more. Yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with depression.
I think personally for me, I think it is the ability. Technology has basically boosted the amount of depression. I feel like, in terms of being able to access and tap into so much different information, and basically be able to see many things that you wouldn't be able to see back then. You have this mini computer that allows you to tap in and see numerous amounts of things in a given day. And a lot of the times, you're looking at, people who are living different lifestyles than you, people that are, that might you think that, they're doing more than you or value. It's a lot of comparison. Technology has boosted the amount of people that this constantly compare themselves to people online every day, social media especially. I feel like back in the day, you don't have this, thing within your hand in which you're tapping in with so many people at so many at basically any point in the day. You're just going about your life, and it's the people that you see is the people that you interact with. So it's not like you have to worry about millions of people each day. It's like, okay, who's in my community? All right, Sally's doing this. She just made it. She just graduated college. That's cool. Tim's doing his thing. Blah 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 blah. So I feel like, the depression was probably, still happening and things along that line. But I think in the degree in which it is at now, I think that technology and social media has made it like spread like wildfire because of the ability to, like, at a young age, basically start comparing yourself and being able to just access like different forms of media and streams of things that might, put these thoughts in your head that you wouldn't necessarily have back in the day. Because what were kids doing back in the day? They were in the woods, fucking getting sweaty, fucking outside, playing around and shit. You feel me? I barely see kids outside nowadays. Nowadays I actually do see a resurgence of kids actually getting outside and exercising, and that makes me happy because when I was a kid, I used to go outside, play tag, and I could play tag for hours. You feel me? And I would have a grand old time. But I see kids nowadays they're 6 years old with an iPad or an iPhone 11 in their hand, and they just playing games, knowing how to access the web and stuff, and just like having access to all that information and being able to access that amount of things, especially since the media in which they're consuming is most likely not being monitored most of the time, because sometimes they're just given these devices and they be like, go ahead and do whatever you want. They do have things within devices that you could that can monitor and set privacy locks and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like nowadays, on top of kids being more like soft, I guess, as well, I think that is also due to the technology and social media and things along that line as well. I think things are just relatively easier for kids.
Let's just be
nowadays.
real though. That security line, any kid's getting through that. and second, going to what you're saying with the phone, a lot of depression is also coming from this online bullying, because it's so easy to bully someone now with a phone. People that you don't see. I mean, of course we don't see it because we're not in the high schools and the middle schools and stuff like that. But statistically speaking, more of the bullying comes from online and social media.
100%. But I also think that Sim made a very valid point of it's these days way more acceptable to speak about this stuff. Like that's one part that I just that just didn't come up in my brain, but it makes sense to me that back in the old generations, for example, if I have to think about how my dad grew up with his grandparents, they were gypsies. In the gypsy community, you don't just bring up that you have depression or something. Mental illnesses is not something that you bring up because that's seen as a weakness. So it could definitely be that the generation seems softer because they are way more open about stuff. It's way more acceptable to bring out stuff. Which, my bad, I didn't think of that, but it makes sense.
No, I mean, no, I mean that actually does make sense. And I think in older generations, it's just like you said, it's a sign of weakness, really, to express your emotions or having your emotions on your sleeve. Where nowadays I feel like vulnerability is a very important skill for you to have. Jay said something about earlier. You can't always trust everybody with your emotions, and because people can use that against you. But I feel like an individual who can willingly come out and be like, "Yo, I need help," or "Yo, I'm not going through I'm not going through it. I'm going through it right now, and I might need somebody that I could talk to," and things along that line. I think that is a really that's a strength, pretty much. You feel me? Because you're taking the opportunity, or you're going basically against your ego, or your whatever mindset it is, where you're telling yourself like, I could do this all myself, pretty much, and basically putting that aside and basically getting that help, and basically asking for it. Yeah.
Um, I just want to make sure we still in the same topic because I had my mic muted and I was trying to like have my family calm down because it was being too loud, and I won't try and let the mic catch it. So I just want to make sure we still in the same topic, right? I mean, like
we
I've been paying
We
attention.
good. Yeah, we on the same.
I just want to
thing.
make sure. Okay.
It. What do y'all think about? I don't even know if high schools. Well, I mean, I know high schools have counselors, but what would be to help the younger generations be able to talk more freely? Because I know some kids would use this. Because I wasn't scared to go to the counselor. I would go to the counselor all the time.
I was personally scared when I went. Okay, so in 7th grade, 7th grade was where depression really hit deep for me. I self-harmed. I was basically not talking to anybody. There would be days where I would go to school and literally not say a single word to anybody. um I was a very boisterous and energetic. I would participate in class, and there was just literally like a 2-week period where I was silent, to the point where no, like, people would talk to me and I would look at them and it would be like I'm mute. And it was really, really, really hard for me to just speak up or speak to anybody about anything, because if people would ask me a question, I'd be like, I'm fine, when really I was really going through it inside. It was things going on at home, it was things going on within myself. I was a in terms of, like, my parents, I was a good kid. I got good grades, I didn't do anything, I stayed out of trouble. I did like extracurricular activities or whatever, and like I was on top of that. But deep down inside, like, my self-esteem was fucked up, because like I didn't feel like within my social circles I was like, valuable enough within my social circles to actually be a part of it. I felt like invisible at times. I didn't want to be there. I just felt like I wasn't enough for anybody in any regard. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of that also had to do with girls as well, because like my friends would basically clown me for not getting girls when my main thing was just my education. But then it would get to me, because when I actually did try and get girls, instead of them trying to hype me up and support me, if I go and a girl rejected me, they'll clown me, and that don't hurt. I'm not even gonna lie to you. um but it took me basically, like, after that 2-week period of time, I was sitting on the ground in my last period of class, and a girl had came up to me, and like, this girl was like always very, very nice to me, very polite, very genuine, and she just asked me like this question. Like, she asked me like, "No, Nazim, are you okay?" And like, for some reason, like, I didn't talk to anybody for like 2 weeks straight. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'd rather just like die, pretty much. I said that, and she said like, "What did you say?" And then I was like, never mind, like nothing, right? So then she brought that to the teacher's attention, and then my teacher started crying, because she had a student, I think it was her son's friend, who had committed suicide as well. So that like hit close to her. Then all of the teachers came together. Like, she went and she was talking to other teachers about it, because all these teachers, like, I would go into their classes, I was very vibrant, very like boisterous, very like funny, happy individual. So for them to like hear that from me, it's just like, okay, like what is really going on, kind of deal. So I had to start going to like the counselor and things along that line. And I was scared, because like my parents had always told me like, don't ever talk to people, don't ever talk to like counselors or things along that line, because they're gonna take you away from me, they're gonna come to the house and think something is wrong, blah 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 blah. But like, if I can't talk to y'all, who am I supposed to talk to? If If I don't feel comfortable with y'all, who am I supposed to talk to? If I can't come home and I don't have a safe space, or I don't feel safe at home talking to y'all because y'all didn't make it that way, then who am I supposed to talk to? But you want me to just bottle it inside? You tell me to come to you, but then when I come to you, I feel like a burden. But then you don't want me to go to anybody else. So you rather just let me either sit with my emotions or let them pass because you don't know or really feel or understand how deep these emotions go, because I'm a kid. And since I'm a kid, I can't have these deep emotions that you might have when you're older. When it doesn't matter what age you are, if you feel these emotions intense, and you don't know how to deal with them, those things can eat you up. You feel me? Like it's really sad that so many people really have, so many kids have these really intense emotions that are undermined because of the fact that they're kids, and they quote unquote don't have any real responsibilities or know the duties of, you know, somebody who's older, or like you got it, easier or something like that. Like, nah, kids still be going through their own thing and on the daily. So it's just like, personally, it's just like, I feel like counselors, support groups, you know, just even just simply like friends, like having a one friend or a group of friends that you could just be like, yo bro, like I'm really going through it, that shit helps. Like, there's so many times where like I couldn't tell an adult, but like I could sit down there and talk with my friends, and since it was my friends, you feel me, I felt like real open and just being able to like chat with them, and that shit would help out. So it's like, I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, we have to instill a sense of community, but you know, it all falls down on just like the home life. You feel me? Because like, yeah, you have those other things to fall back on, but like, I'm supposed to be able to come home and be in my crib. Like, I would want my kid to come home, and if something happened, talk to me. You feel me? I want to be able to I want you to be open to expressing your emotions with me, because I know how it feels for that shit to be bottled up. Excuse my French, but like I know how that feels for it to be bottled up. So I'd rather you just explain it to me, you feel me, and be able to get through it, you know. And it, you know, if those resources are outside and you feel like you can't be comfortable, I'm never gonna get mad at you for being able to express your emotions. You feel me? Because expressing your emotions in general is a lot. You feel
And,
me? It takes a lot to do that.
and especially when when you keep that bottled up, that's when, like in school and stuff, I'm not, or may in daily life too, that's when you get into fights. That's when you ruin relationships. That's when some people even get into gang activity. Some people get into drug use. All these negative, a lot of these negative ways of life that harm you or can possibly harm you is caused from keeping it bottled up and not having that outside or that connection to go talk about with.
I mean, for me personally, it's I had this really weird thing where I felt more comfortable talking to strangers than actually people I knew. Because for some reason, knowing that this person has zero interest in putting a label on me or judging me for anything, because this person doesn't know me. So there's no reason for them to start judging me. I rather talk to like a complete stranger about my issues. For example, when I went through a hardship in middle school, I would always we had this counselor teacher, but he's a guy, he knew everybody. He knew everybody, and he knew everybody's parents. So for me, I already didn't feel like I could talk to him without him judging me or going to my parents or something. That's always a fear that will, like, that's an underlying fear that will always haunt you. So I rather went to a teacher that didn't even give me class, but it's still a teacher. I it's still a random person that I can tell my story to without having the fear of, like, oh, there's gonna be repercussions on it. Like, oh, they're gonna use it against me or something. And I had the same with my friends. Like, yes, I could talk with my friends, but I think newer friends I could be more honest with than my older friends. It's just the fact that my older friends are friends that I've been friends with for like, I don't know, like fucking 10 plus years or something. But that also means if I tell them something that they disagree with or that doesn't fall correctly with them or something, that it's gonna affect our friendship in the long run. So I rather tell it to somebody that's, well, it's kind of fucked up to say, but like disposable. That's like you don't have to think that there's anything on the line telling them it.
I see it.
agree with that. Go ahead.
Oh, my fault. How I see it, I mean, I could agree with you when you mean by you feel more comfortable talking to people you met like online or something like that. I'm the same way. Like when I met Zim, I mean, yeah, I know I was joking on him when I first met him, but it kind of like now I feel like he's a brother to me. Like to be honest, like we have a good connection. You know, we explain each other problems, our problems to each other a little bit. You know, like I don't expect him to open up right away. You know, I respect that. But I mean, like I've told him things, he's told me things, stuff like that. So like I always felt like, I mean, yeah, it's weird because like, of course y'all are random to me, you know, but I feel like y'all are more family to me than people I know in real life. You know, like I feel like I have a better connection with y'all already. And I don't even know, I know Zim for probably about 2 weeks and a half. I know y'all for a little bit now. But that's how I see. Then y'all was talking about something about the bullying part. Okay, well, what I see about that, how can I speak on that? Well, I mean, back when I was in school, I mean, I didn't really get bullied as much. But like I seen people get bullied, and the one time I seen this one person get bullied, he was special ed, and I was good friends when he's passed away. By the way, he passed away a while back. As I think about it now, but I remember one time he got bullied in school. You know, nobody really like stand up for people nowadays in school. You know, I was mainly the ones that like stood up. I mean, I ain't the biggest guy, but I mean, I know how to fight and stuff like that. But I mean, I didn't fight the guy that was bullying. You know, I just told him things, you know, this and that. You know, bullying's not cool at all. I mean, like I know I troll and stuff like that. I go on Amigo and troll people, but at the end of the day, I'm a really caring person. I care for everybody. You know, I don't want to see anybody go through depression like that. You know, I just hope people that's in school that's watching us, you know, stand up for people. Like, don't sit there and be quick to pull out your phones for some video footage or stuff like that. Like, that's not cool. Like, to see somebody get kicked on the ground, stomped and all that, like, that's just not cool. Like, that's somebody's kid. Like, what if they was doing that to you? You gonna be asking for help, right? So, like, I just feel like everybody should just, like, respect each other. Even if you don't, like, mess with the person for real, like, you got beef with them, like, leave it alone. Because, for one, it's not gonna, like, you won't get no outcome out of it. Either one of y'all might end up dying or something like that. Like it's not worth it. It's really not. That's why I don't really try to beef with people because I don't really see a point. I mean, I can understand if it was like family member wise. Appreciate that follow. Hold on, I got music in my ear. But more of the stories, I don't really see a point of it. And bullying, well, cyberbullying is even worse, especially online. I mean, I started playing Call of Duty when I was a young kid, 8 years old. I didn't really know no better. Being on the mic, you know, I heard a lot of racist slurs and all that. You know, of course I talked my stuff back.
Especially on Call of Duty.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, there's so
On
many kids
S&D lobbies.
nowadays. Yes, but there's kids nowadays that want to be a streamer, a gamer, you know. But and you know how some parents didn't allow them play 17 plus. Some do, you know, stuff like that. I mean, my parents was the parents that let me play it. But, you know, there's a reason why parents have a restrict on that. You know, there's a reason why there's an age limit. Because, you know, some people might not know how them lobbies go, but like I know how they went. So like that, like I said, I started when I was 8 years old. There was a bunch of older people in there. You know, they was booing all the little kids, you know. So that's why I just feel like nowadays, like cyberbullying needs to stop because there's people out there that want to be a streamer, gamer. That's one of their dreams. That's definitely one of my dreams. That's why I'm still doing it. But it's gonna make people not want to do it if they feel like they're not gonna have the support or like make friends for real.
So I want to make one more comment and then we can move on to the next topic because I feel like we've already like went 30 minutes on this one. We might not low key. We could probably just do 2 segments and then keep the other 2 for the next one. So, but I was gonna say that one of you guys has said, I think Crowdy, as you have said it, you being able to just talk to strangers versus you being able to talk to people who are like actually involved in your life or like close to you feels a lot better. I feel
Yeah.
like that being able to just talk to somebody that's like completely unbiased and doesn't know who you are, is just easier. There's no judgment, as you said. Like you use the word disposable, which sounds bad, but in all
I
reality,
know it
like
sounds fucked up, but in reality, like, come on, like,
you're
who
like
would you
you're
rather
not.
lose, a 10-year-old friend or a person you met like a week ago?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so for example, right, I had met this girl one day when I was on Omegle, right, and you know, I asked her like how her day was, and she said it's fine. I was like, why is it just fine? You know, I always ask people because you know, fine is a default answer for a lot of people. So I'd be like, why is it not, why is it not like great? Why is it not spectacular, right? And she was like, I don't know, I've just been going through like a lot of stuff, and I was like, all right, vent to me, talk to me real quick,
I
right?
gotta pee right quick.
Okay, you're good, you're good. Okay. But pretty much she then talked to me about how like, you know, she went through the adoption system, I mean the foster care system, and she ended up with parents who didn't really necessarily like, you know, show her respect or care about her as like they were her you know, parents pretty much, and like that wasn't their kid. She constantly had to take care of multiple siblings while trying to do things within herself, and then her parents barred her from pretty much doing things that will allow her to grow and become independent because they wanted her to continuously take care of, you know, the kids, since you know, since those kids were also adopted, they were getting money off of them, so they wanted her to basically be the one who was going to be taking care of all those kids. And then when she tried to get a job and try to get money on her own and try to like benefit and like advance within herself, they wouldn't allow her. They literally told her like, if you go to work this Friday, um, just expect all of your stuff to be outside because like we told you pretty much like you're gonna do things for us, you're gonna work for us, even though they weren't really like paying her much or doing anything along that line. Along that line, she was just trying to, you know, build something for herself. So she went to work that Friday and she realized like they were being serious. So she packed clothes. You know, she said that one of those days she had to sleep outside, and she came back, you know, from work that Friday, and her stuff was outside, and they locked the door and they wouldn't let her into the house. So she eventually had to basically move out of that situation and start doing things for herself. Luckily she had like you know, a family friend that was looking out for her and like, you know, saw the situation and was like, okay, like, you know, we're gonna help you out kind of deal. But the fact that she was able to just open up about all of that to me, and that's something that's pretty personal. I would say that's pretty personal. You know, she just met me, and I felt like, you know, me, I knew a lot of her life story and the things that she was going through, and the fact that she can probably never gonna see me again, it's just like there's nothing really, you know, that much I guess to lose aside from like if somebody really does leverage that information against you. But in like the most part, like I know there's so many people that literally go on Omegle and things like sites like that just to vent. Like they're on there literally just to have somebody to talk to, which is the initial purpose of that site, aside from all of you horny mother, you know, wanting to, you know, show kids your PP and stuff like that. But in all honesty, there's so many people that just go on there just to have a conversation because they feel like they just can't have conversations with people in their normal life, and they feel like having a conversation with a stranger is a lot better because they're more, it's crazy, they're more comfortable with a stranger than the people that they're naturally around. And that comfortability comes from, you know, not being like, not necessarily having to deal with the repercussions or like the aftermath after, because all you have to do is just press the button and they're gone. So it's like, since you have that you have the decision whether you want to keep going or just like, you know, cut off the conversation, then whenever you have within that conversation, you know, it's like, you know, I could dish out whatever. There are pros and cons to that because, you know, sometimes, you know, people want to do crazy stuff and, you know, think that they could just get away with it. But on the good side, you have people who, you know, go on there, they vent, they have their conversation and they move on. And, you know, that might be a big weight off of their shoulders just by having that conversation. You never know like what one specific conversation with somebody can really do to either change their life or like change the whole direction in which they're going. So that's what I have to say on that. Does anybody else have anything else to chime in before we move to the next segment?
I mean, I could vouch for that. Like I said earlier, I've had a lot of people I don't really know that follow me on Instagram. Like a while back when I was going live on there, I've had a lot of people DM me a lot of stories of what they've been through or what they going through right now, and you know, like it felt like I said, it felt good because they had the trust in me to like because they said they've been watching me and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean you still know me really. So you still had the trust and stuff in you to like explain your story to me, just me. So, but I know it takes a lot out of somebody to do that, especially when it's a serious story. Amount of ones I've read was very serious, um, but yeah, I could vouch for that one.
I mean, so I used to stream on Twitch, where I had like a decent following. I wouldn't say I was massive, but I had like, I would say somewhere between like 60 and 70 average viewers every day. And hearing those stories of people that are just straight up saying like, yo, I know I know that you probably get this a lot, but like, you made my day, or you made my day just that little bit better. Those are the messages that honestly, like, no matter how many times you're gonna get them, they will every single day will get you even more motivated to start streaming again. That's why it's so hard for me now to start streaming again, because I don't have a fan base on Kick. Everybody from my old account is gone because my account got deleted and hacked. And for me to start all over again and trying to build that connection with a community again is for me very hard.
It's the little comments and the little it's the little things that go a long way
Yeah.
to do with mental health. It's the little I've been meaning just to interrupt. There's hadn't been a time to even say this. The word fine is such, because I use it too. When I'm not, I'll say I'm fine just because I don't want to. It goes on two things: the fine and what Crowdy was saying. I use the word fine so much because I don't want to put my problems and what I'm going through on somebody else. I would rather me take in someone else's problems and worry about someone else and help them before getting myself helped or worrying about my own problems. So I don't want to put my problems on another person. What was the first point? What was the first point I was talking on? There was two things I was gonna say right there, and I knocked out one of them. What was the other one?
Hey Ethan, remember when you did that IQ test yesterday?
What you get on the IQ test, Ethan? What you get on the IQ test?
He did about average.
I got a rocking with a solid
105.
105.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's average.
That's average, you know? Average.
I
You feel me?
can't remember what I was gonna say. I don't know.
I mean, listen, that's cool. I think we gonna wrap up that first segment. I think we hit on many important points and came to very good conclusions on certain points as well. So let's move into the second one. The second segment. Who brought up the second segment?
The Kick versus Twitch.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, there we go.
Kick
no, man,
versus
that was
Twitch. The
right,
segment of the world right now.
Yeah, so Crowdy, since this is your segment that you brought up, you can set the fire off, all right? And
I'm probably the most on the fence about this topic, because for me, like, I know that every single Kick streamer so far I've talked to, like, had an actual discussion with about Twitch versus Kick, was like, fuck Twitch, fuck the way they're doing it, fuck the rules, fuck all this and that. And I'm like, you can say all that, but either you already built a community there and then came over to Kick, so you already have to thank something to Kick, or you just don't want to recognize that Twitch is still a very good platform for the already existing streamers. Yes, I agree. For new streamers, it's very hard to get recognized there. But for the streamers that are already existing there, they are set.
go ahead, sorry.
Like they don't like I said to Ethan before, streamers like XQC, Go Carnage, Itme JP, Ezekiel the Third, they are never gonna think about switching to Kick. Because they make their money there, they have the community there, they will not take the loss of losing half their community going to Kick. But on the other side, I can see the argument of like Kick is better. Because I agree, Kick has a lot of stuff that's way better. For example, the rule system that they don't like. If you have a slightly offensive emote, that it gets deleted and you get banned. But then again, the other day I was watching Suspender stream on Kick, and he got somebody, like he's very close to Eddie from Kick, and he got somebody's account banned for I think 3 days or 4 days because they used an emote with his face in. So he just wrote a message to Eddie. Eddie took it down, and Eddie made sure that that account got banned. Which, in my opinion, that's not far away from what Twitch is doing. So in that regard, I think in the long run, even though Kick advertises itself as not being Twitch, I think in the long run it's gonna look very similar. It's gonna be less extremist because I think Twitch is going very extreme with their rules now. Because you literally can't do anything there. But Kick does have to go somewhere along the lines that Twitch doing now. Because otherwise advertisers are just not gonna come.
Yeah, I'm saying in order for Kick to be a sustainable platform that will last for a long run, they're gonna have to constantly restructure their model in which it's gonna look similar to Twitch. But I think there's still gonna be things on Kick in regards to just freedoms, pretty much, versus Twitch, which is, as you said, extreme. But like, yeah, they're eventually gonna look very, very similar in certain ways. I feel like mainly what's going to happen, you know, I feel like right now, if you wanted to start, right, let's say you wanted to organically just start up, become a streamer, I think Kick is probably your best bet because it's very young. It's very young. It's in its infancy. Newer audiences are coming. You have there's not so many people that are on the app yet. So if you really want to grind, network, collaborate, it's going to be hard for you to do that on Twitch because it's very oversaturated. Versus Kick, you don't have that much, competition. And if you can provide quality content, you have something to bring to the table and you're able to collaborate with others, you have a better chance of being able to, grow. On top of that, I would say, take advantage of that 95-5 split. Money isn't everything, but like if you want to do this full time and you really want to make, the best out of the situation, take advantage of that split. There's no reason for you.
I actually want to ask you people. So do you guys really think that this 95-5?
It's not moving.
You really think that
It's
that
not
95
moving.
at
It is
5%
not
is going to
moving.
stay?
It is not moving. Train has already said that it is not moving. They are not touching it.
Yeah, but Train also said that the rules are not going to be like Twitch at all, and they are changing it like Twitch now.
He had a conversation about how they have a substantial bank flow coming without having to drop the 95.5.
But look at it as a business. As a business, like you need to look at Stake and Kick to be two separate businesses.
100%.
Like in theory, they don't have to do anything with each other. Like practically, yes, they do because Stake is financing Kick right now. But let's forget about Stake. Imagine just Kick as a business as its own. Do you really think it's sustainable for them to run this website with the payouts that they advertise to sustain their services, especially because this service is growing? Like there's no denying that it's actually growing really fast. And
Oh
really
yeah,
big.
it's it's from January to February it doubled, and then from February to March it doubled, and they're saying from March to the end of April it's gonna quadruple in views. It's quadrupling. It's on pace to quadruple. I think it can sustain.
From those 5%, because right now there's no
Listen.
advertisements, there's no sponsors or anything.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm a YouTuber. I never really had the experience to be on Twitch. I tried it. I got banned because of the rules. I didn't really know much of the rules on it because I originally do Omegle content. So, and I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all probably do know who Nacho Mama is. She's the main reason why I came on here. Cause when I met her on YouTube, I asked her if she was a streamer because she had a little setup. I said, okay, it looks dope. We had a little conversation going, and I asked her what she streamed on. I thought it was YouTube. She said Kick, and I didn't know what that was. Cause nowadays when people hear Kick, they think about the 2012 Kick on the little app. So
Everybody.
So then you gotta explain to them it's a streaming website. So I was like, okay. Then I asked about the pay, and no, I didn't. She told me about it, because I didn't know if it was like YouTube or Twitch. Because I know YouTube and Twitch are all these are different. But I really didn't want to make the switch because I'm still dedicated to YouTube. So I was like, I don't know. And then some of my supporters like, I think you should. They don't have like strict rules and shit like that. So I was like, okay. So then I tried it and I started liking it. I was like, okay. But yeah, I can't really say much about Twitch. I never really been on Twitch. I just only really talk about Kick since I've been on here more.
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I pulled up this article, and this is this is something that I heard, but now that we're talking about it, I want to go in and talk about it. So they said that in their Q1 that they already turned a profit. I know as things grow, and it's gonna take more to like run servers and things in the back end. You're gonna need more money for that. So maybe at a smaller amount of things that you need to maintain and everything, and pay employees out and everything. But I feel like for a small business like this, and you have a decent amount of people flocking towards Kick, and streaming and stuff. It shows good profit. It shows good profit promise to profit in the first quarter.
Is there an age limit to Kick?
And what do you mean by that? To start streaming?
Yeah.
13, right? 14.
I think that's majority of the platforms, isn't it? I mean, I didn't know because I know how like TikTok is. You can't make money on there unless you're like a certain age. So I didn't know if Kick
I don't know, but I do
similar.
know this: they're at 8 digits now in viewers already. That's 10 plus million.
Are those real people?
Wait,
That's the good question. That is the
That's
Wait,
a
good
hold on.
question.
Do y'all think a lot of people mainly came over here because of Aiden Ross?
No.
No, I didn't even come over here because of Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross came later, right?
Yeah, he came late.
Yeah.
I think Aiden Ross is only.
That's
on
the
this
first
platform
time
for
I
like-
heard about it. Though,
I
like,
think
for real,
I think
like,
I think the
actually heard about it.
numbers I think the numbers now are like through April are fluctuating so much upwards because of Aiden Ross, yes. But I think if you came in January, February, or even before that, no, it wasn't because of Aiden.
I came here. I'm not gonna lie. I came here because I saw Aiden was doing his thing on because I follow all those streamers like very closely, like
Yeah.
WL community versus the Poggers community. I
Trauma
know all
streamers.
that. You feel me? Yeah. So I follow Kai, I follow Bruce, I follow Rage. I also follow people like XQC. I follow people like Ludwig. I follow people like Speed. All of them who are like basically like the top of the top when it comes to like what they do in terms of like their platform and stuff like that. So when I saw like Aiden, was doing the whole thing, and Train too, when I saw that he had came to, to Kick, and I'm like, all right, so like what is Kick? Like what is this? Like what exactly are we dealing with on Kick? And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty skeptical because the shit that I was hearing about the platform, I'm like, this joint feels like Twitter in the early days when it was just a barren wasteland where you could do whatever the fuck you want, pretty much. You could go on there, you can see gore videos, you can see people get mutilated, you can see people go like Twitter in its beginning days was like this crazy like wasteland where it's just like you could see whatever. Like you go on there, you could search up or stumble upon the most craziest of things, pretty much. That feels like it should have been on the dark web. But you know, I think the main person that made me get onto Kick was Viperous. I don't even know how I came across Viperous one day, but I think I came across her on Twitch, and then she was like, "Oh, we're gonna go have our stream on Kick," and I'm like, "All right, let me go check her out on Kick," right? So I started talking like and interacting with chat, and I was like, "Yo, like I really do want to get back into streaming again," like, and she was like, "Just start it," and I'm like, "Yo, like come to Kick and just start." So I'm like, word. So March 1st, I said, yo, I'm gonna start streaming. So I set up my OBS, I set up my overlay, I set up all that, and I got to it. And I'm not gonna lie, I started streaming on Twitch 2 years ago. I streamed for like a solid like week and a half. I was not feeling it. I didn't feel great. I didn't feel great, you know, seeing the view kind of be at two to 5 viewers. You feel me? I try and tap in. And you know, that is the realistic grind, because in an oversaturated market, you feel me? Like, it is what it is. You gotta have something that's really gonna stand out. You gotta have connections in order to be able to like grind and build so fast. But like on Kick, everybody here low key, not even low key, high key, everybody here is in this grinding mentality to basically get something and claim something for themselves. So I feel like it's this community of people who are really coming together, and it's so easy to go into just and interact with other people. Whereas on Twitch, I'll try and go and interact with people, and like they'd be so like push offy. They wouldn't want to collab because they think you're gonna steal your viewers and things along that line. They think that you're just here to clout chase. When in all honesty, I just want to be able to interact with people within my niche so that we can all build together. I've been able to do that a lot more here on Kick. And on top of that, you know, 95.5, I'm not going to complain about getting more money. I need to survive. I'm sorry. Like, I need my bread. You feel me? Do I think that 95.5 is going to be sustainable? I mean, everybody's skeptical. How you going to keep that for a long period of time? You feel me? But I'm here for the ride. Even if they change it even if they change it and it's like 80-20, that's still a lot better than the other platforms.
I think
And they're trying to,
lowest it goes is 80-20.
yeah, because what? Isn't YouTube 70-30, right?
Even 70-30 would be impressive. But yeah, YouTube is 70-30.
They're not even gonna
yeah.
drop it that far from 8 to 80-20, bro.
But but I'm saying, like, even if it drops down to 80-20, like that's still doing a lot better than most of it, if not leading in other against other platforms, pretty much. So, and I know that they're trying to come up with being able to like being paid based off of how many hours that you stream. Don't know how. Yeah, that's something that they said that they're trying to. I don't know how they're gonna implement.
That's not gonna be for verified or affiliated. That's gonna be for partner.
That's not gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna definitely be for like the top of the top. You feel me?
Wait,
But,
aren't they already doing it? I saw screenshots of this.
They are.
Aiden leaked this.
They are. They already have contracts that are out under the table, and they get paid per hour streaming and stuff like that.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. But I know that's probably gonna be like the top echelon of performers on the website. Like you're not, like you're not just gonna stumble upon this contract. Like it's gonna be like something that, like, you know.
No,
like,
this is gonna
dark
be
wizards. The dark wizards are gonna send you some type of secret email. It's gonna be like, we welcome you to the cult of people that are gonna be financially free.
Nah, this is gonna be the. Maybe not even 1K plus, but you're gonna have to average at least 1K views per stream, CCV.
God damn!
And that's probably
YouTube not that hard.
Exactly.
Damn.
And it's probably gonna be higher than 1K too. It's gonna be the top of the top on this. That's my goal. My goal is to get there one day.
But it makes sense though. You know, it's like that should give you like a mindset to grind. Instead of getting it easy. Yeah. So that's cool.
This shit's not gonna be handed to you. And I feel like there's so many people that, like, you know, they get their following, they think this shit is sweet, and then they get comfortable. It's not being handed to you. You have to grind. You have to grind. If this is something that you want to do full time, it's not easy. The thing that you have to do on the back end when you're not streaming is just as important as when you press that button and you're trying to entertain your crowd, when you're trying to interact with the people within your stream, and you're trying to like do things. That back end, like I keep seeing this on Twitter where it's like it'll compare this, like the actual streaming is just like one line of a green bar, and then on the back end the networking and collaborating is like 5 bars, because that's really important. You have to be able to tap in with different people and like be able to low key get out of your comfort zone, because sometimes you're gonna do some things that are not necessarily, you feel me, like things that you do on the daily basis, but it's something that'll elevate you. And I'm not talking about things that are outside of your moral conscience or your core values, but it's something that like it's not something that you usually do, but it's something that if you can incorporate it within your mindset and your skill set, it can take you farther. And like people get comfortable, and like I'm gonna say this right now. I'm here to grind. So I don't want individuals that aren't here to grind with me. If you're not trying to every day get on here and do your thing and be able to build your audience and be able to do things to make yourself get to that point where it's just like, like I'm part of this top 1 echelon, this top 1%. Where's my contract? If you're not trying to get there, I'm sorry. I don't need you in the circle. Cause like that's not the mindset that I'm on right now. Like I'm putting my all into this because I feel like I stumbled upon an opportunity, and it's a great time for me to be able to just be able to explode and just have something that like I could call mine and build that, you know.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, it's bigger than Kick. It's bigger than streaming. I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to help out. I want to be able to support off stream type stuff. So I want to be able to take the bread that I'm getting on stream and put that in other things, so I could then continue to grow my brand outside of the streaming thing. Because at the end of the day, you know, yeah, like you could get you could get your 2,000 subs, you feel me, and get that 9K check or whatever. But what are you really doing with that? What are you really doing to help out the community? What are you really doing to help yourself out? What are you really doing to like elevate, you know, the people around you as well, type stuff? You feel me? Yeah, I want the bread so I can be financially stable. You feel me? I want to be able to drive a decent car. You feel me? Not really have to worry about paycheck to paycheck. Be able to live in a good house. I don't need anything expensive. Just have the normal amenities. Maybe a nice little view. You know, maybe be able to take a little trip. And even within that trip, I want to be able to make content on that trip. So at the end of the day, that trip is basically like a business trip, but I'm still enjoying myself. It's the type of lifestyle that I want to have. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's bigger than what you're doing on the day to day. It's how you gonna get it so like your day to day covers you for the rest of your life. Like, but yeah, that's
And
what I
also,
have to say.
it also comes back on that whole Twitch versus Kick. I think it's the people over on Twitch are stuck up. They don't want to bring anyone into their circle. They don't want to. The Twitch people don't. It's so saturated. Of course, everyone already has their community and stuff, but it's so saturated that they don't want to. Nobody wants to help anybody else. And over here on Kick, it's more of a all around Kick community. No matter what you stream, you can make connections with anybody and everybody on Kick, no matter what you stream, no matter your view count. None of that matters over here. It might matter to you personally, but to someone else trying to help someone else, it's about your personality. It's about how you are as a person, how you carry yourself as a person, and how you act day to day. Because at the end of the day, someone's always watching. No matter what we do as streamers, someone is always watching.
I mean, the main issue for me, like especially what you just said about Twitch, how people want to keep their circles close because they're scared of people stealing their viewers and shit. Like, I can vouch for that. I used to stream on Twitch. I used to have a decent following. But I only got that following. Like, I didn't have to work for that following. And that's kind of the fucked up part. That's why I never had that grind mindset before. Because I played CSGO on a professional level with this Norwegian CSGO team. Which means any fan of that CSGO team will automatically join my stream. Even if I'm not entertaining, even if I'm doing bad at the game that day or something, they will still be there. So I had nothing that I had to work for. I just got a given. And now, since that my account got deleted, and I have to start all over again, I found a completely new respect for smaller streamers, because this is a side that I never had to experience. Because I got fed by the golden spoon. Like, I got everything given to me, and it didn't, in my mind, like when smaller streamers said, "Oh, I have to grind for my viewers, or I have to make entertaining shit for my viewers." For me, it was like, okay, you're complaining about something that will happen anyways. But now that I'm in this position, it's extremely like humbling to see, like, okay, people actually grind for this. They actually sacrifice a lot of time of their life for this. And it's like, for me, it's extremely hard because I'm not a just chatting streamer. I can't. I physically can't just watch something or just sit in Discords and talking to people. For me, I need to be doing something. I need to play a game, or it's sad that CS:GO is basically just a fucking Russian hacker college now. But what, like, with CS:GO 2 coming out now, if they have a good anti-cheat, like, I already talked to my old Norwegian team. I might have convinced them all to come over to Kick. Like, they
I love
all
that.
said, they all said, like, I'm willing to sacrifice what we have on Twitch to come over to Kick and try and, like, find an actual viewer base, an actual fan base of people that are there for the person and not for the content, not for the group name that we carried. They want to be their own personalities and not just this, like, collection of people that just happen to be on the same team. And I think as soon as they will join Kick, I think that our CSGO team probably will come back. Simply because of the fact that my old friends that I used to stream with, that I used to hang out with, it's like this comfortable zone, you know? I don't have to be playing games alone. What I'm doing now, like the last two or three streams that I did, I'm just playing a game by myself. And I just can't be entertaining by myself. I'm a boring fuck when I'm playing a game. But when I have friends around me, or I'm playing with friends or something, I can be entertaining. But I just need that little, like, I
That
need
little
somebody
push.
by my side. Yeah, exactly.
I always felt like, what you were saying earlier, Panoramic, about how Twitch, like the big Twitch streamers, like stuck up, or majority of big streamers. I mean, like, I feel like that's a lot of, like, everywhere, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that. I mean, I've always had a mindset to get it by myself. I'll never be the clout chaser, nothing like that. I'll never change for clout, shit like that. I'm not big, I'm not like famous like that. I don't really care for fame. I just want to do what I love, and if I turn out being famous somehow, that's cool. I'm gonna still be the same to the end. But then it's also like I see why some might be stuck up, because I know how some people just want, like, get attention just because they see you popping and stuff like that. But I mean, like, I've always supported small streamers, even though I'm a small streamer myself. Like, I supported people with like 100 followers on YouTube, stuff like that. Cause like I said, I mean, like, I came from YouTube. I was grinding that the whole time, like 2 to 3 hours every night on Omegle. I mean, it was boring, stuff like that, but that was the content I was putting out, so I got to do it. But damn, I forgot what to say. But I mean, that was the main thing I wanted to say. But, like, yeah, somebody follow me. Hold on.
It's I don't.
I have a no.
Go ahead. I don't know nothing to say.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
How, like, I'm trying to get this mindset of how you guys stream, because I'm so used to playing a game with friends to be entertaining. Like, how do you guys do this where you turn on the live stream and you just like it. I'm sorry to say, but it feels like it's all improvised. Like the
Well,
ideas you have.
well, I mean, I didn't take YouTube serious until 2 years ago. I was always on Instagram Live, so I had like the confidence to get on and just entertain people because I always entertained people on Instagram. Then I went on TikTok. But then I started doing YouTube. And like I know a lot of people, like you just said, like you feel like you don't have the confidence to get on. Um, I mean, me, like, like YouTube goal is 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch time hours to make money. The 1,000 subs I already had, but the 4,000 watch time hours is what makes people want to grind hard. And that's what I did. I was up every night, like I do on here, streaming every day to push myself to that goal. And I mean, yes, I finally hit it, but I mean, it's like streaming really takes confidence, and like entertainment. Like if you don't really have those, you feel like you're not gonna really succeed in it. But I mean, everybody got confidence. They just gotta get it out them, you know. Like example, Addison. I mean, I don't know if he's in my chair now or in Zim's. Either one. Even though I don't know if he's watching, but if he watches later, I mean, like he just started streaming. He's young. He's 17. He told me how do I start, what do I do, or stuff like that, And I told him just go on there and be yourself. If people don't fuck with it, they're not gonna watch you. That's cool. You're gonna have that one real supporter that's gonna support you through the end. Don't mind what people say about you. You're gonna have hate and love, you know, and that's why I always call people that support me supporters, not fans, because fans to me is people that watch me but hate. So that's why I'll never call people that watch me that's actually support me fans. I'll call them
Wait.
supporters.
What was that? What you said? The fans are people that are watching you by hate.
But hate.
No. Yeah, hate. So like people that
Oh.
watch you, but like come in your comments and troll, like those are fans to me.
Like I
But people that-
got a bunch of fans.
yeah. So but people that actually come in there and like enjoy your stream and communicate with
Supporters.
you and say and like actually mess with you, those are actually supporters. Those people that's coming back every day that actually support you. Fans is people that's there just to troll and hate on what you do and all that. So, those are the difference. That's what some people need to like correct themselves on.
I think too, going back to what you asked, Crowdy, I think for me it's like when I was on, I would not be able to just sit here on full screen and just be able to chill on Twitch because it was just me, 2-3 people. I always had to play something even though I didn't want to play something. There was multiple times where I just wanted to sit here and just chill. But you as a streamer, it sucks for the lower streamers because sometimes you can't just sit here and relax with your full screen on because you don't have those viewers to talk to. I feel like you can only do that if you can't just sit here and just search the web or whatever on desktop with your camera on unless you actually have a chat that is moving. And that's what's unfortunate about other streamers, but you just have to grind other things to be able to get that chat, to be able to get this is going to sound kind of bad, but to be able to get the privilege to sit there on just chatting and sit there with your camera on and not doing anything. I feel like as a streamer, it's a privilege to be able to sit here just relaxed, not doing nothing. Sitting here in a call with the boys, just talking to chat. I feel like that is a blessed privilege. That's not given. That's not everybody can do that. So I think that's another thing on how do y'all do that. You have to have a comment section. You have to have a supportive base to be able to do that.
100%.
I was gonna say on my end, personally, me and my character, my personality is just like very I don't even know what the word to use, but I'm all over the place doing whatever at all times. So it's like what you said, like half of the time, when I be coming on stream, if I don't have like an e-date plan or like I'm gonna be a part of an e-date or an event plan, my stream is hella unstructured, and I just go by wind. I literally just go and like, okay, well, all right, we gonna sit in Discord. We gonna talk to the boys real quick, see if anything is up. If not, if nothing is up, then we gonna play a game. If we get bored of the game, we gonna go watch other streamers. If we not watching other streamers, let's watch a movie. Let's watch a clip. Watch reactions to something. Like literally, it basically all goes based off of just how I'm feeling and what I want to do. You feel me? It's things for me. Streaming is what I would probably do when the camera's off. But now the camera's on, and I have people that are just watching me do what I would have done with the camera off, pretty much. So like, I got into the habit of like, if I'm playing Overwatch in the morning for a long period of time, I'm just like, why not just stream it? Like, why not? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm already playing the game. I'm already talking to my friends while it's playing the game. If I add chat, that's another form of interaction. I might as well just stream. Because at the end of the day, that's more exposure. That's a new audience that you're tapping into, because that's the morning crowd. You're hitting a different demographic. And on top of that, like, it's something that you're already gonna do. So it's just as easy as pressing the start stream button. And you just act natural. You just act like yourself. You act like the camera's not even on. You interact with chat, but like, the camera is just, it's there, and you feel me? Every now and again, you check in on your homies in the chat, and you read some stuff. But like, yeah, it's just basically what you would do off camera, but on camera. I don't fake anything in regards to the person that I am when I'm on camera. The person that and y'all can vouch for that. The person that I am on camera is the same person that I am off camera. When it comes
same way.
When it comes to the jokes that I make, when it comes to the way that I act, when it comes to the stupid stuff that I do, none of it is forced. Everything is natural. This is something that just, for me, has been really easy to just, well, I'm not gonna say it's always been really easy, because I suffered a lot with like my identity growing up and like the individual that I wanted to be. But now that I know that, I'm unapologetically myself. And I do not care for whoever comes in and says they don't fuck with the person that I am, because you're not me. You're not living my life. So honestly, fuck the haters. Excuse my French, but you're coming in here and you watching me and talking about my life when you have your whole entire life, and you could be doing something for yourself. But you came in here to bother me. Meanwhile, I don't really care for what you have to say, because I'm rocking out and doing me. So it's like,
whoever's watching this on the YouTube, whenever it is posted, or whoever's watching this later down the road, whenever we come back and get this audio and put it on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever it might be, because if that does happen, we'll come back in the past and grab this clip. Fuck y'all. Fuck the haters. Fuck every single one of y'all.
Hey,
if you're not gonna support me this is the way I look at it too. I'm gonna be myself. I'm not changing for nobody. At the end of the day, if you don't like my attitude, you don't like how I can be entertaining as hell, but I can also get in these moments where I get quiet too, and that sometimes messes me up as being a streamer. I get in these moments where I get too concentrated, and if you don't like that and you ain't gonna support it, that's cool. I got my supporters, so fuck y'all. Fuck the haters, honestly.
The thing I gotta say, cause I go through this back to like the depression mode. Some days I'm like, okay, let's stream. I'm hyped. I feel good. I feel like I'm gonna do some fun shit on here. But then there's some days I feel down and just want to just sit back and not stream. But the whole time I want to stream, but I'm just not feeling it. Like, it's not the stream, it's just I'm not in the right mind, like the mood. So I feel like I'm not going to be myself on stream. I'm going to sit there and be quiet. I'm not going to be funny. I'm not going to be energetic, talkative. I'm just going to be sitting there just like looking at my phone or just not reading chat, like, because I'm out of my mind right now. Like, I feel different. I mean, yes, I've been on multiple streams like that, and I've ended it because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I want to stream, but I'm not in the mood. So, like, y'all gonna have those moments, and like a lot of people go through stuff like that. Actually happened recently, but I mean, like, I try to have like a good day and know I'm streaming tonight, You know, I'm knowing I'm going to probably make multiple people happy and stuff like that. So like you're gonna have your downs for sure when you're streaming, cause like, and I mean like I feel like streaming drains you. It does. You know, you sitting in front of I'm sitting in front of a big ring light for 2, 3, 4 hours a night. You know, I'm sleeping at 5, 6 a.m. Like that's so bad for you. But I got the mindset of like getting it, like going to go get it. Like I want to grind this and be motivated. You know, even if it's one person in my stream, like I would sit in front of my screen for 4 to 5 hours. You know, just because I love what I do. Um, but yeah, I mean that's just tips on how streaming will go. You know, it's not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna have the best stage. You're not gonna have the worst stage. You know, just do it. If you love it, just do it.
So
Facts.
what's one piece of advice that like, okay, the hard part is you guys are a completely different type of streamers than what I would do. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would be very gameplay related. Like I said, for me it's really hard to do these like e-dates, talent shows,
Well,
watch parties.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm originally like I do Omegle and stuff like that. You know, that's what I mainly got like known for doing on stream. You know, originally I wanted to game. That was always one big thing. You know, I can't right now because I need to upgrade my PC a little bit so I can stream it for people. But for a gamer, like a tip, really like there's all right. So the way that gaming works, I feel like on stream, like some people like watching people that's either big or really good at the game. You know, some people not gonna watch you if you're not good, which is not fair to other people. And there's actually some good people out there that only get maybe 5 views, but nobody knows who they are because they don't want to like help the small streamers out. So it just really all depends, you know, on like the game you play. Um,
I feel like in some regards, discoverability is a very important thing. There, as Jay said, there's so many people that are actually like amazing at games, but they just don't have that discoverability factor because most likely they're not promoting themselves the way that they need to promote themselves, and that's really important. You can't only just stream. You have to be able to take clips of your best moments, post it on YouTube, post it on Instagram, post it on
big
on
time.
Twitter, on TikTok. You feel me? You have to utilize other platforms to boost the main platform that you're on. So like with me, I stream and I'm constantly editing and posting clips that I post on Instagram, that I post on TikTok, that I post on Twitter, YouTube Shorts, because at the end of the day, these are different demographics and audiences in which you can also tap into. Let's say one of your videos goes viral. Now you have people that your eyes are on you. Now you have people that are probably like bigger on in the game that see your clip and is like, let me like try and recruit him or play, or let me keep a watchful eye of this person, and then they're gonna probably start hitting you up like, okay, you're really nice, like how come you don't have like this, how come there's no real eyes on you, and then you just hit them, you just be like, hey, like I just play my games, you feel me, and I just been trying to grow, and they're gonna look at that as you grinding and then want to be able to help you out. Sometimes that's simple as just like, you're doing what you need to do, but you need to do like a little bit more in order to get that discoverability and that visibility so people can basically see your talent. It's like you're talented, but you're not broadcasting yourself for people to see your talent, you know? So if you're not broadcasting yourself and putting yourself out there for people to see that, and it's not gonna be like something at first where like there's gonna be 100 eyes on you, like no, like 1,000 or 10,000 eyes on you. It's gonna start small. You're gonna post these clips. Some of them might not hit. Then you have that one that hits. Has a couple 100,000 views. As long as you're still consistent, and as long as you stay, like, a lot of people get the viral video and stop, and that
Yeah,
kills them, because when you get that viral video, you're in the algorithm. They're looking forward to seeing what you have to put out. When you get
more
that viral
content.
video, you have to grind content. And it might not be another viral video, the next one, but best believe they're looking for things along that line. You're going to be within that algorithm, and they're going to start pushing your stuff out to a lot more people. Then you're going to see your views generally rise. And on top of that, you're going to get people that actually come to the stream in order to see you do this live. Because it's one thing to see the clip, but it's one thing to be live seeing the clip and getting the
Agreed.
reaction and being like, it's a whole different thing. Like, it's a whole different thing watching Kai subathon now. But if you've seen it when it was going on live, it's like you literally living through history.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a different
the
it's a different
emotion-
energy.
Yeah, it's a whole different energy and atmosphere because you're literally sitting there with a whole bunch of people watching this person do these things and him reacting in real time and you reacting with other people in real time. It's a whole different experience. So in regards to that, you got to do what you do, but you got to promote yourself crazy. You got to post yourself everywhere. It might get annoying to the people that that follow you on the normal, but it doesn't matter because when you have that one clip or that thing that goes viral, they're all going to be flocking to you and now trying to repost your stuff because now you got that clout, now you got that discoverability. But you just got to continue doing the same thing that you've been always doing. You got to stay true to yourself and just keep grinding because if you have it within yourself already, you just got to put yourself out there. And that's it.
Well, for me, it's just hard because like what we notice now with Bano's stream, like we're looking for editors because I'm too fucking dumb to edit. Apparently, I tried.
If you think I can edit, you're fucking crazy. But I want before you remember that thought real quick. Remember that
go
thought.
Wait,
what
can I
you were
ask, wait,
talking-
how where are we at in the recording? Like time wise?
I say this be the last point. I mean, or we can keep on going because I think what I might do is I'm gonna mix up both these topics and turn them into episode 1 and episode 2. But on Kick, it's episode 1, and Monday will be episode 2. But this is gonna be so the mental is gonna be episode 1, and then I'm gonna make I'm turning this into a streaming segment.
You never gave me a time. Where are we at in the recording?
I was explaining that.
But you never. Can I get how
About
long?
An
2
hour
hours.
and 40.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, we might as well just make it 2 hours then. Let's go continue.
Yeah,
Um,
a 2-hour podcast is fine.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make them into 2 different clips.
Two different
Okay,
two different
but-
episodes on YouTube.
but-
Yeah.
As I was saying before, I got rudely interrupted by one of our other podcast members. We're not gonna say a name or anything like
Haram.
that.
Haram.
Isn't that over with now?
What do you, haram is all the time. What are you talking
never mind,
about?
never mind. So I think what problem I come into is I have such a huge following on Instagram. I know tons of people on my main Instagram. I know tons of people. I got like almost 6K on Instagram. And I'm scared to post my Kick stuff and all of that on my main Instagram because of I'm so worried. And as a streamer, you can't be worried about nothing. You can't have no worry in the world. It's networking, it's advertising, and I'm so worried what people are gonna think. Oh, he played college baseball and he's good at baseball and now he's streaming. Like what? So I'm afraid of what people are gonna. Bro, I could probably have honestly average 50, 60 people in here from networking on Instagram. And I'm just scared to post my links on there. Like I'm just scared to post anything related to streaming on my. I just gotta get out of that mindset. So as a smaller streamer, you have to not care. You have to have no worries. You just have to do it. And that's what I'm working on. Of finally one of these days, just posting it and just saying, who cares what people think?
Well, I could vouch for that because I had a big following on Instagram too, but I don't really get the support like I used to when I first started. Because I was at 6K, I was almost at 7, but now I'm at like 5. I mean, which I don't care. I don't really use Instagram. The only time I use it is if I promote videos now. But I messed up back then with like switching up platforms and stuff. Like on my old TikTok, we got banned 100K. I was just posting me. You know, I wasn't advertising my YouTube because I'm scared people gonna follow me or not want to watch it because that's not what I post. So that's one thing that you gotta be careful on is like that's why I got a separate account for my car. I'm not gonna post my car on my Instagram, my main one, because that's not what people are there for. That's why I got a whole different account for it. So that's what kind of makes it hard with streaming is when you're trying to advertise it on certain things. You got making a new account is probably the best way.
I
just
have
for
I have a
what
I
you
have a
post.
panoramic account, but it's hard.
Okay.
Instagram is not like Twitter. You can't grow. It's so hard to grow a smaller account on Instagram than it is on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it might be. And I know Zim,
Okay.
you're about to say something, so just hang on. But that comes when I could post that Kick account, my Kick account, on my main Instagram and still get traction to that other Instagram account from posting that on my main account. And that still comes into being scared.
Well, I think you should
Doing
try like post your Kick account on your story and be like, if you want to follow my streaming account, go follow and see how many people actually go follow and see if that works. Instead of like posting like a Kick clip or something in one of your reels. Reels really help. Reels is what helps get views. Instead of just posting it regularly on your page.
I
That's
wouldn't even
what I
post
started
on my
doing.
page anyways. I'd post on my story.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
what were you
yeah.
gonna say, Nelson? I know you're eager over there.
I was gonna say pretty much that it feels me when it comes to like just being able to put your pretty much at this point I realized that sometimes it's gonna be hard to grow and sometimes you just gotta put in that work to grow. On Instagram especially it's hard to get that visibility and discoverability, but like my friend he has 101k on
Hey, let's go to our normal voice. Okay.
my friend has 101k on Instagram. All right. And on Instagram, he basically got to a point where like he stopped looking at the numbers of anything that he would post. He posts and he just logs out pretty much. Well, not logs out, but just gets off the app because the numbers will skew with your head. So he makes his content, and as long as he makes his content and he posts it, don't die on me, Pan. But as long as he makes his content and posts it, he doesn't really matter about like the numbers. He just continues to grind. For me, I constantly look at the numbers, and sometimes it's discouraging because I'm like, damn, this one clip went 5, got like 2k views, and this one only had like 500. But at the end of the day, like it's all about being like consistent because like at some point, if you continue to change it up and change the content around, and you're trying hard, at some point it'll blow. Like at some point, if you're providing quality content and it's content that can be pushed out to the masses, you're gonna grow. You're gonna have that one viral video. I have one viral video ever, and the first time I posted it, it didn't go viral, but then I deleted it and reposted it at just a different part of the day, and like I literally saw like my notifications blow up. And that viral video was just like a picture of me taking a picture of my yearbook and saying I went to school with Pop Smoke. Like it was literally that, and it blew up. I should have took that opportunity to start, basically post it more, and then I didn't, and then no longer in the algorithm and things along that line. But I have a whole clip on TikTok. I have a whole account on TikTok dedicated to just like my streaming clips. And I realized like I was posting those same streaming clips to my main TikTok and they weren't doing as well as the streaming clips on the streaming account. So I realized like maybe since that one has like a dedicated niche already, that those clips, I'll just put that on the streaming account. On Instagram, I just have it on my main account, and I just like pretty much I post the reels, I post it to my story, I'll be like, yo, repost, comment, blah 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 blah. But like I'll make sure like where you see the pictures, that's just my pictures. So like what is it? I think it's like remove from profile grid, and it'll just be in the reels. So like you can still keep that that grid of where you're actually just posting pictures clear, and then you go to your reels and it's just all your reels. But like if you do want like a whole second channel in which a whole second account that you want to dedicate to that stuff, then you have to like slowly I don't want to use this word, but indoctrinate your audience pretty much. Like you have to slowly get them into the mindset of like, okay,
Explain
like,
that word, please.
oh my god, it's like
Oh
1 out of
God.
5 IQ, by the way.
okay, pretty much you have to slowly like like not manipulate, because manipulate sounds bad, but you have to get them into the mindset of like, okay, this is something that they're going to start seeing, and you start that real slow. You'll just like pile it real fast. You start real slow, maybe like Jay said, maybe it's the link to the kick at first. Then you maybe post like one clip, you know, even though you're most likely going to be posting all those clips on that second account, but maybe you repost one clip like every so odd days, you know, on the main account, and they go follow the clip account until you can start posting, you know, like clips like more frequency, reposting more frequently on the main account, and then eventually just being like, all right, if you want to see my clips, you know, it's going to be on this account, you know. But you know, you have to slowly basically bring your viewers over to where you want to bring them, pretty much in that regard.
So Zem, you mentioned that you edited your own stuff, right?
Yes.
So what did you do to get into that? Like, so
Like
I've
editing?
tried editing, but honestly, I my IQ might be as low as Ethan's because we can't figure it out.
Well, in terms of editing, like when I was younger, I would like edit like clips. Like I would just edit clips to edit clips. Like I would just like make like clips of like my family together, or like, you know, like different things. So like, I don't know, it kind of just like something that I just learned over time. When I was younger, it just like it was really hard. But like nowadays, since I know like, okay, like this is what this does, so I'm gonna do this, and then, you know, I'm gonna work it out pretty much. The main thing that I use is CapCut, and CapCut is really easy in regards to like the way of the way that in terms of like the tools that they have. It's, they make it really easy for you to just like edit videos in a very like simple manner, I guess. It's what's the word for it? It's intuitive. Yeah, it's very intuitive. um I did watch a couple of videos. Like if I got stuck at some point, then you know, I would watch a YouTube video. That's the type of individual that I am. If I get stuck, I type in how do you do this into YouTube, and then I watch the video and then I apply it. Audio choppy, you're good, but Crowdy was choppy.
What you really gotta do is just play
Oh,
around with the
damn.
settings. That's really the best way to play around with the settings. Cause like I've always been big into like recording videos and trying to edit a while back. I was always doing that for my friends. Cause when I look back at my old videos compared to now, like I can see a big difference in editing. I'm still not the best, but like I know how to make simple edits that you see on YouTube, like vlogs and stuff like that. But you could really learn from like what you used to do back in the day. So if you have like old clips that you might have edited, like go back and be like, dang, this shit suck. You know, what can I change now? Like since I know how to do more. So I feel like as you grow older, you start learning. And also watching people helps too. I mean, that's how I learn mainly, is watching people. Like that's how I learned how to work on cars. Cause my dad, he did it when I was a kid, and I used to sit around and just watch him. So now I know how to do what he do now. So like me watching somebody, like I feel like I learn better that way. So
What
Hold up,
software do you use?
they're saying you guys mics are choppy, so I'm just gonna leave and join back real quick.
all of ours.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna
Oh,
leave and join.
All
Or
right.
y'all can go watch it on our double layered YouTube video after.
Right.
But
Yo,
what
that's gonna be
software
a
do you use?
long video to upload. An hour and some change.
It's gonna be full. It's gonna be full. No, it ain't that bad. That shit don't take that long.
Are you going like actually go back and cut some things out, or no? Or you can go fully straight on there.
It's fully straight on there.
Oh, that's gonna take a while. 20-minute videos be taking me like 4 hours to upload.
Oh no, that'd be taking me like
And that's like
two.
what fast Wi-Fi?
It'd
2
be
minutes
taking-
upload an hour video?
No, 2 hours.
Oh,
It's usually double the hour. But yeah,
Sent a file to me. I uploaded in 20 minutes.
that ass?
Yeah, I got the best internet that you can get in Europe. So
yeah. So I think that I cannot do it. Because I do not have. I've already have my phone number on 2 accounts. Wait, are we done?
In terms of the podcast,
Yeah.
I mean, do we have any more talking points? I think we
I mean, I still wanted to ask Jay, like,
oh yeah.
what software do you use? What do you think is like the best software to start learning it?
Editing.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
If you say Windows Movie Maker, I'm gonna be very upset.
no. Back in the day before I even got on a PC, I was using the iPhone 7. I was using iMovie. iMovie is really good if you have I think that's only on Apple stuff, so I don't think you could get it on PC.
DaVinci Resolve 18.
You said what?
DaVinci Resolve 18.
What's that?
An editing software. It's free.
But I started using CapCut on my PC because there's more like options than your phone. But I used to have to edit on my phone all the time, and I didn't really have many stuff on there to use. So now as a PC, I could use CapCut more. Like my YouTube videos are way better now, like the videos I posted. But you could also, something's wrong with them. But you could also use Adobe. Adobe is a really good editing software. I heard. I never got into it yet because I think it costs. I think it's like $300 a year. I don't know. I heard it's low key expensive. But it's a really good editing software to use. But like I said, if you want to try to edit, we're not even get into it. Just edit your own videos. Just play around with it. You know, make like a 5-minute video of whatever, and just play with it and see what you could do with it.
All right, I'll try that.
And YouTube's your best friend. It is.
YouTube is indeed your best friend. Your best
YouTube
way
help you with
for
anything, any
best way
editing.
The best way for you to learn anything is just to sit there and experiment with it. But yeah, if you do want to edit anything on your phone
Yeah,
and you
Zim's
don't have
definitely bored.
Oh, you mean on board, bro? Jesus Christ. But like, okay, in all honesty though, like, you know, you can start off with iMovie. I do recommend CapCut. Like, CapCut is just really like easy to use. You know,
I'm gonna use CapCut.
CapCut
Yeah.
is definitely like a starter editing. Like,
I hate anything Apple related, so I'm gonna try
It's
CapCut.
a starter. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, listen. Don't. I feel like you said starter in a bad way type shit, like a novice. You feel me?
no. I'm saying no.
Yo, I be seeing people make some crazy shit in CapCut, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like starter wise, like it's for one, it's easy, but
Okay.
two, sometimes it could be hard. Depends on what you're trying to do. But like with my YouTube videos, it's like nothing crazy. Like ain't no crazy like translation, nothing like that. You know,
Right.
like what I mean by starter means like if you just want to make a simple vlog, you do a little cutout stuff like that, just for like starter
Okay.
type.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah,
Long-
defend yourself. Defend yourself.
So we got three things that we need to do real quick. But
Mhm.
one for the future for our intros, Zim, I need you to download to your soundboard. I need you to download like a yay, like clapping type shit to your
That's so
soundboard.
fucking whack. Look at
like a funny
we have,
one.
Can we have like bombs exploding or something?
Okay, yeah,
Like, I
do
don't
that
know.
and then like
Yo,
alarms and
like-
stuff like that. Okay.
All right, shit. I got you.
now-
I got you.
So I really feel like we're done now. We're pushing on 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I just want to
you wanna do
say
the outro.
we have to make an outro for the first one, and then yeah. So this is the second episode though of the Double Layered Podcast with Crowdy, Jay, and Zim. All of their social medias will be in the description as well. Make sure you check out their solo channels on Kick and everything like that. We appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what y'all
want us
want
to
to
talk about.
talk about next on
talk about or
next
want to
episode.
see. Like, you feel me?
Facts.
We're here for y'all. This podcast is really here for y'all. We enjoy the conversation, but we wanna incorporate y'all. So whatever y'all want to see, somebody just said that they want to have a guest in. Understand? We already talked about having guests. We gonna get our guests in. You feel me? Y'all, we all gonna get guests. Y'all, you know, you gonna have more to look at. It's not just gonna be all four of our beautiful faces. All right, we gonna have more beautiful faces on here. Y'all gonna get guests. Don't worry. But let us
And-
know what y'all want to see.
And what we could do better. Just, you know, maybe somebody think we could do something better or say something better. I don't know, just whatever. Whatever, you know,
With that
any
being-
input you want is fine.
Facts. With that being said, we'll see y'all in the next one.